Veronica Macedo, you're gonna fight Bea Malecki in Brasilia, Brazil this weekend. Where did you do your training camp this time? Because last time we spoke, we were traveling all around the world. Did you do this training camp mostly here in Brazil? How was it?
Yeah, I did the training camp in Sao Paulo.
Why did you choose doing this in Sao Paulo this time?
Well, I have trained in Sao Paulo before. Then I ended up going to Europe. The reason I went to Europe was because I was doing paperwork for citizenship. And then I ended up traveling and staying there. But I do have residency here, and the reason I came here was to improve my jiu-jitsu and a lot of other aspects that I feel are lacking in my game.
Your last fight was impressive. You're a first round submission. How do you evaluate your jiu-jitsu now after training here in São Paulo most of this time?
I feel it's improved a lot, and which, how could it not? Being in, especially in Sao Paulo, which I feel is a capital of jiu-jitsu in the world.
And this fight's going to be a bantamweight. Why do you decide to go back to 135 this time?
I haven't decided to go back. I never wanted to go down in the first place. I just I didn't want to cut weight, and I think after being hospitalized, I got kind of like that. Okay, fine, that you can stay.
Speaking about the hospital thing, you were scheduled to fight in South Korea, and then this opportunity came for you to fight in São Paulo against Ariane Lipski on short notice. You took it planning on doing both fights, but you ended up doing neither one of those. How frustrating was that to having that busy schedule planned and ended up not being healthy enough to do either?
Oh, extremely. But me wanting. I always want to fight. I don't really care about the opponent or anything, and it just bantamweight kind of just, for me, it just shows that what I care about is fighting and not so much the weight cut and like not so much anything related to that. Just about going there and fighting in front of like a stadium and all of this, and I had the opportunity, and I didn't have to wait 3 months, and I didn't have to do any of that, and I had everything that I asked for and everything that I wanted, and it was there, and then I couldn't do it. It was heartbreaking.
I never heard the story about what exactly happened. If you want to talk about what did happen leading up to the Ariane Lipski fight, that days away you couldn't do it anymore.
So it was kind of a mystery, because I ended up going to a lot of hospitals. The doctors couldn't really find out what it was. I was given a lot of medication. I'd suffered a concussion before the fight. I was clear to fight though. Before I accepted the fight, before I got on the plane, I went to a doctor and they said, "You're okay, you're good to go." So when I got here, I hired a company for the weight cut. You know, I wanted to do it as professionally as possible, and so in the morning before dehydration, before anything, my levels were checked. I was fully hydrated. Nothing was missing in my body, but I broke down. I was just gone. I was gone. I was hospitalized. Like I was. They didn't know what I had. I had the UFC did everything like under the sun to take care of me. They kept giving me injection after injection, and the doctor came into my room and they're like, "We're pulling you out of the fight." They're like, you can't fight tomorrow. We're pulling you out. And then I'm just like, yeah, fine. I'm gonna do my best to make Korea. And I tried to train, and I tried my best. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this week. I'm gonna try to recover. And then when I went back to training, I would be like 2 minutes on a bike, and then I'd almost pass out. And I'd be like, it's not fair. I'm not gonna show up to Korea and have the same thing happen to me. It's not fair to the UFC. It's not fair to my opponent or anybody, because they're not gonna find a strawweight fighter. Yeah, maybe in Korea, but still, it's not like to do it twice. No, man, it's very, very irresponsible.
How long did it take for you to finally feel 100% again, to go back to train, to go back to gym?
About like 2 months. I was out for 2 months.
How were those 2 months for you to not being able to do what you love? I mean, like I said, you don't like, no, you don't like cutting weight. You just like to go there and fight, but not being able to do that for 2 months. I mean, I imagine that how bad did that make you feel?
Went from one hospital to the next. There wasn't really much time to feel anything at all. It was not only the pain that I was feeling, but like the frustration that like they couldn't really find what I had, and the fact that I still kept feeling all this pain, and it was like, what is it? You know, it's something that has to do with the brain. It's not just like, oh, my arm hurts, or like I have this broken, or this. It wasn't something simple, and I just decided, I'm just like, if I'm gonna continue, if I'm gonna do a sport that's so dangerous, I can't cut weight. And before I got offered this fight, I got offered one at 125, and I really wanted to take it. I really wanted to, and I was just like, I'm gonna do it. And then I said no. I was like, I'll take it if it's 135. I was like, I'm not cutting to 125 anymore. I don't want that to happen anymore. I'm not saying that. I'm not talking bad about weight cuts or people that dehydrate. I'm just saying that I can't do that. Other fighters can, but I'm not one of those people. So please don't make me.
You feel like the 135 is your division now moving forward, because you don't ever want to think about that anymore?
Yes, I just want to feel healthy. I just want to be healthy. I just want to be healthy. I just want to be strong, and worry about the technical part of it, about competing, and not about what the scale says.
Not being able to fight, I mean, it's bad, but not being able to fight is not good for you. But not getting paid as well, because you were expected to get paid for 2 fights in 1 month. How were these last few months for you, not getting those paychecks from those fights?
Not only not getting those paychecks, but paying hospital bills without any insurance has been rough, extremely rough.
You had a fight scheduled for the UFC, but they didn't help with the cost of the hospitals and all that, because you had a fight scheduled, but you pulled out. You don't have any UFC helping pay the hospital bills and all that.
Well, so they paid the day that I was in the hospital. They paid for all those exams and everything that had to do with that, and I didn't ask for them to do any follow-ups. So maybe they would have covered it, but I just caused so much inconvenience. I didn't want to do anything else, you know.
So maybe the plan now is this fight Saturday, get a big win, get a bonus like in the last fight. It will be very, very helpful for you.
Yeah, I mean, I never go into fights like hoping for a bonus, but yeah, it'd be good.
You were scheduled to fight Lipski and Amanda Lemos in your last fights in 2018, and now you're fighting a 3-0 Bea Malecki. What do you know about her? What do you expect for this matchup of styles between you two?
She's very tall, and I know she does Muay Thai. She's from like Sweden. I've actually met her before. We have some mutual friends, and like I have like a lot of respect for her. I met her in Vegas a few years back. So she's a great girl, really.
Is it hard to prepare for someone who only has 3 professional fights, so maybe finding tape of those fights to study her style makes it harder, or you don't really pay attention to that?
Well, for women, they usually don't have a lot of fights. It's not like the same for guys. Like guys will have like 20-something fights, and women 3 or 7. There's not really much of a difference. So not so much.
After all the heartbreak last year, how do you do you expect to get back on track in the UFC now in this fight? How do you envision yourself winning this fight?
I just hope for this fight and like many more to come. I don't really see a specific outcome for it. Just this one and another one and another one.
Do you think that being at 135 with no weight cut makes it easier for you to get one fight after the other? You don't have to worry about cutting weight and get longer weight between fights.
Yeah, of course. Like when you go through like a rigorous weight cut, your body needs a lot of time to recover. I mean, you've depleted your body. You've gone through so much, like not only physically but mentally. Even if there's fighters that like will go and not fight or even like a fight come uninjured, unharmed, or a quick fight, they need some time to recover. But if you go and then it's just like a sparring session. You know, if you're not hurt, then it's a sparring session. So for sure, I'll be more available. I'll be more useful. So for me, it's better.
Are you planning on staying here in Brazil after this fight? Go back to Sao Paulo, or you're planning on going to another city, another country around the world?
No, I'm planning on staying in Sao Paulo.
UFC has an event scheduled for May 9th in Sao Paulo. Yeah, are you hoping, or maybe being part of that show? I think they only have 8 fights so far in this card, so maybe you get a big win Saturday. Okay, I'm here. I'm gonna fight again in Sao Paulo.
Yeah, I want to fight home. I'd love to fight in Sao Paulo, especially after that mess. Just be like, let me make up for that real quick, please.
Thank you very much, Veronica.